Hello everyone. Today we are going to explore the principle of security governance. This is the continuation of our next topic in the same chapter, security governance through principles and policies. And we will discuss the topic of applying security governance principle and a framework for guiding security practices to protect assets and ensure compliance. So let's get started. Security governance is interconnected with corporate and IT governance, and together they help an organization grow while maintaining resilience. So, let's dive deeper into why security governance is crucial for any business. So, as I said, the first thing is that it covers is the corporate framework, the part of the governance structure, business resilience, so that business can always ensure that the critical operations are always ongoing. The compliance, the local bodies, the government compliance, the international compliance, whichever applies to the business that we need to adhere to, and risk reduction. So we have to minimize security threats and downtime as much as possible. Now let's see importance of security governance and why does security governance matters. So it's simple. Business today face increasing cyber threats, regulatory requirements, and evolving risks. A strong governance framework protects business assets, minimize security risk, and ensure compliance with industry standards. Importantly, it builds trust among customer, investor, and stakeholders. Without effective security governance, businesses can suffer financial losses, reputational damage, and even legal consequences. By implementing strong governance, we can ensure that security becomes a core part of our business strategy rather than just an IT function. Now, to be effective, security governance must align with overall business strategy. This means that security planning must consider the company's mission, goals, and available resources. One of the best way to approach planning is through a top-down approach, which is a preferred one, where senior management defines security policies, middle management establishes a standard, and IT team implement these policies. This approach ensures that security is embedded in the organization's DNA. On the other hand, there is a bottom-up approach, which is rare, where IT teams make security decisions and without executive involvement, they try to implement it, and it becomes a bit problematic because without senior management support, security policies often will lack authority and fail to integrate with business objectives. By adopting a top down approach, we ensure that security decisions are business driven, well funded, and strategically aligned. Security management planning is essential for maintaining a structured and organized approach to security. Key elements of security management planning include clearly defining security roles and responsibilities, developing policies and frameworks to guide security efforts, conducting regular risk assessments to identify vulnerabilities, educating employees to create a security aware culture. An effective security plan is not just a document, it must be implemented, enforced, and regularly reviewed. And as we discussed before, it is not the responsibility of IT alone. Security is a business wide concern that involves in everyone from senior management to frontline employees. Now, to manage security effectively, organizations must develop three key types of plans. The first one is a strategic or long term plan. This is a high level plan that defines the organization's security goal and vision. It typically spans 5 years and include a risk assessment to align security with business objectives. Second one is tactical plan, which is mid-term. This plan breaks down strategic goals into specific initiatives. It lasts about a year and includes project plans, budget planning, and resource allocation. And the third one is operational plan or short-term plan. This plan focuses on day-to-day security operations and implementation. It includes detailed steps for training, system deployment, and security audits. These three layers ensures that security is planned at every level, long term, mid term, and short term, making security a continuous process rather than a time effort. Now let's understand one thing very clearly, that security is never a one and done task. It is an ongoing process. Cyber threats evolve, technology changes, and business priority shifts. That's why organizations must continuously monitor and update their security strategies. Security management requires regular policy reviews and updates, continuous training and awareness programs for employees, monitoring new threats and compliance requirements, strong commitment from leadership to support security initiatives. Without continuous security management, business remain vulnerable to cyber threats. Security should be an integral part of business decision making, not just an afterthought. So let's conclude this topic for today. So in conclusion, security governance is a fundamental aspect of business success. It helps organization protect critical assets, align security with business objectives, gain senior management support, and continuously improve security measures. Security is not just an IT issue, it is a business wide responsibility. By implementing strong security governance, we ensure the long term resilience and growth of our organization. Now, just the closing note. So, these things must sound very theoretical, and many of you people who are like preparing for CISSP may be thinking that why we are even studying it. It's more like a very monotonous classroom kind of course, but it is not. What CISSP basically is trying to do is to make you a strategic thinker. So we discussed that security should be embedded in the DNA of the company. So if you are aiming yourself like a future CISO or a security personnel for a company, the shift of thought is very important. That's why this much of theory is given, so that you understand the core logic. Because in the exam, when you will write it down, the main important thing that you will face is not the technical questions, that how to configure a firewall or something like that in this exam of CISSP. All the questions will be really practical, and only people who can think strategically with a very real-time scenario considering the principles of CISSP passes the exam. I have given this exam and I know the process. Many of my friends are still giving, many of my students are still giving, and many of my colleagues are also processing this exam. So the only thing, as I said, applies is your thought process and a real-time experience for CISSP. So good luck for your exam preparation. Do let me know in comments what more you want to learn. In case you need more clarity on the topic, you can also ask that in the comment box. Thank you everyone.